sika no mo je no ma je COVID living from 2021 ABC na me no ka say sika no ho na mo de aso na asene mo fa so bi ase sika no eno na omo fa omo se omampanyi no de akọ chata wiem hyen no team no ne say wa broni mu no mo je omani
say wa broni
oh no one thing say wa broni okokuma se omampanyi de ne kokuma se okoda nkunchire enya Ghana presidential jet na de ne call according to say wa broni odo nkasa release pictures of Ghana presidential jet mu fa 900 EX sa petrol gumu no wana eto esika ni bia sa sika no mo je amu so ye de kwakwa ye cathedral no ma dada asofo ama asofo mpanyifo abedi ani mu ye kusi cathedral menyame eso na sika no mo pa wia ene o ma boka 1 billion cedis in the name of a new cathedral that is over 10 trillion cedis foundation crowment mi antu anwie ene nso tonkan a ubenya the biggest swimming pool in the whole world baby omuso music cathedral no kwa amana no matu o ma disika manyame asofo akese o mokọ dada o mo di o mani monyam bebata ade ne ho no obi ase Pontius Pilate krono we die yentumi ya wohore yensa so wate ene osofo panyi Archbishop Duncan Williams oni ni nua isuda na bamo osofo panyi Dagi Wardmo so bi ase he ade we die e musu kra
Maveva sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
You were till for aha PENDREAM TV mpacho. Onim say the news na talk for man the bro. News ya oba beti mpacho so wa dwinkyere bia na so wa dwinkyere fa. News bia ya present your platform we so for your voice note na fa send here. I was 0277 128777. The debate to PENDREAM FM so magana for nyina ti won kan. Yenko ti en story the bro.
Number 2023 na odeko koma ECG any netco say effective January 1st 2024 no omhwe kwan so mo de 50% ebeto enyinama hode ahodo a yeto no so until they should liaise with Ghana Revenue Authority, which is GRA. Now omhwe okon betuma fa so a ombetumi amasa nhihye no tumi aye adwuma eno achi na ECG boss nso be kan say ne ya ne be den kakra isan say as a say womu the form system no mu eye ne mahodo bebre ni ne manema ntino ne ye no be den enti enya de omotete obia wote sa vat a omode to we so no mu hunu ne san de na wo kafa ho na fi yato aso
ina medase pa die aban we edidi Ghana for no efa eto ahodo a 2024 yinku aban no edi gu Ghana for so no minu ayare hosem because emprimprin ubia ni emfa ho ne party awo se wo ye NDC ni se wo ye NPP ni se wo ye CPP ni se wo ye PNC ni sempo wonya manyosem se wo be di nokura ma wo ho a wo be gia tumu se enanyema enkoye enyema nyina agensrepe ene krom ha obi a wo kire no omo be ka se ekoye ni ye nipa kakra bi a omo wo MPP omampanyi Akuffo Addo ne na bedi ekire Bawumia aban mu ana omo busuafo wo mu a omo de omo pa omo ho anya no saa nipa kakra na be ka so omo ho to omo be ne Ghana ni a osam na ni fifire ye adwuma bia se ye aban adwuma se ye bodwo adwuma ana ankrankra adwuma obi anim se omanim wa ye den a ye bre enyema boa aye den ene wo ton a Agya yento ofiri ayentua na besia na kra no pa wo nya bi enti nipa bre adwuma ni ho sika ho aye den e wo Ghana na de ba ko a ne bo aye den pa wo Ghana sisi a me no kase nkeni abo even before the introduction of these new values nkeni abo aye den dada because ekobe afini ena Ghana enam se omampanyi Akuffo Addo ne na bedi ekire Bawumia ase Ghana sika semunti no ye call IMF for on a stretcher and in an ambulance say economy na tetia apansam enti omombe so yasene na IMF for years omoma bailouts. Now as a result of that bailout no conditionalities are aban no den nsako sase ne say Ghana boso memiense bia ye beto nkani abo enti ekwa afini boso memiense bia ye to nkani abo eja kwamra se wonim sa enti ya to nkani abo ni mu ama na kosora ene okoto power no 500 Ghana cedis eni na wotwe mienu na asa ezo bia wo fie wo fridge ba ko air condition kure bi mo fine na wo yusu e bia wo TV ba ko pebi o to power no communicate chain Usain Bolt sisi anasa enti ni pe bredada na aban no bedwen kwan a obetumi ayen hyehyeye pa e de ate omanfo bre so no in this difficult time aban a woni tema aban a woni abadaye aban a woni ehumobro se me the VAT 15%, not 1%, not 5%, not even 10%, 15% VAT. Ebetun Kenya boss. Enye nonko omo the COVID levy so ba betun Kenya boss. Omo the VAT no eto ekeka ho eye get fund levy, NHIL levy. A ni nyina na ka VAT ho no omo de ba beto so. Enti wo sese a entumu nko a omo de tun Kenya buo mu aka entumu a oma ye dada e wo afie atwam no eye almost 22%. 22%. 22% say 7% top power 100 Ghana cedis. So power now turn 100 Ghana cedis. 22% of it is more than 140 Ghana cedis. Got 20% of that, 122 Ghana cedis. 10% of that will be 10 cedis. 20% of that will be 20 Ghana cedis. I had 2%. It is 22 Ghana cedis never become. Me the 100 Ghana cedis na ye example keke. Enti multiply omo motor power 500 Ghana cedis. Na he how ade we dey bre Ghana for. Oh, na de massa atwo we ye jitu mu enye ye ne say. Since Ghana became Ghana. Since Ghana be your mind. Since you started say ye chichiro my Ghana. Emre bi ani wa ba wo me ya ba kosemu a. Aban bi say Ghana for a yeti fia ye yusu nkeni a di edwuma ye yusu nkeni a so nkeni a ne adem ye so nkeni a se be ya ye ni bi hu ade ye di bi TV ye di bi power ye fridge ne electrical appliances ye di bi to ade domestic consumption of nkeni a se na making aban bi ani wa so daye ana wanya adwen se or the VAT ebeto domestic consumption of electricity so e bin see that Kwame Nkrumah anyasa kutokani Afrifa anyasa Akuffo Addo papa ne buzia o ma anyasa Echampo Akuffo Hila Liman JJ Rollins ye papa Kofo ye papa Tamils nyamemfa ne kransie ye papa John Mahama nobody imposed VAT on the domestic consumption of electricity.
Sammy ebinu mo kase 2013 mo aba mo ho na mo de samra ne ba mo fa anya adwuma
na ya fa anya adwuma de na de ba be adwuma asem we sebio etore bi enu no MPP for no mo kasa e o mu nti o mo ho kakra asem we to asu wo na wo sie se NDC a shemra say ye the VAT ba be to domestic consumption of electricity so enti ade na ya shemra no ye ya mfa sa ato na anya adwuma na wo se wan shemra no na de ba be adwuma na wo ni mumra na ye hye ye ne chen asem we to asu go and check embrana almost NDC pass you know. I am challenging anybody. Act 870 Value Added Amendment, Value Added Tax Amendment Act, Baby anywhere you train we say domestic consumption of electricity just of VAT. Baby anywhere. You see the VAT provision is a general provision. Say supply of goods and services biya ejumayuku bi wo Ghana. Na oye ama wo manfo. Na wo jesu sike bia na wo se etua so VAT. So it ye can in general say any supply of goods and services by a local authority, an unincorporated association or a body, supply of goods and services to to a person for consideration. I was to have that also. And I schedule 1 of the law. Now I exemptions. Indeed, Emrana end this year, and Yankani baby will say domestic consumption of electricity. We were not specific, say was here to of that. This was a general provision. And you acquire exemptions. And in the exemptions, you know, you say a supply in Kenya, echo a fee bimu. Na san Kenya no a supply am fee no. E below the lifeline threshold. And you say a VAT also. But it is not the same as saying say ya maybe ya can womu poten say and was say you tria VAT on electricity.
But in a way no VAT no about electricity no so but lifeline for na enka wo.
Ya nka sa ye dey say lifeline for into your VAT. But ya nka baby as omo ya above lifeline on bitua. You can read the whole law. It is before me now. It is not there. And any lawyer will tell you say when it comes to tax laws the law must be specific, clear, unambiguous. When you omo na akwa fast amrada da no. And omo so omo my interpretation fufro. Say oh, law near passing in 2013. 2014 jo ma wanye tax. VAT no on consumption of domestic consumption of electricity. 2015 wanje, 2016 wanje. Enu free abamu ko e. Akuffo Addo ne Bawumia ba na amra no ewo ho. 2017, I don't know my interpretation we anye VAT on domestic consumption of electricity. 2018 omanje, 2019 omanje, 2020 omanje, 2021 omanje, 2022 omanje, 2023 omanje. Afeya sika bebreba ya di amamo asetuo, besia bebreba mabo anwadi ase no nenne e kamene Ghana na Ghana aye broke, Ghana aye bankrupt, yentimi ntua ye ka no bi aso omo ye besia na mu nya sika ntino mu pesika di they say amra na ada since 2013 no mo akwa akofa na mo ye new interpretation say oh if you exempted lifeline consumers then it suggests that those above lifeline must pay VAT but it is not written black and white in the law and your own interpretation so won't mean first I blame no NDC because that was not the interpretation we placed on that.
What was it?
And as I interpretation here, they told so I think you VAT.
But so long as maka say ade no ye de emrada ba na mu no ebia wo mo a ebia nso we omo no mo sachet de omo ye exempted into benya adwe so omo exempted de a ene na wo mo a no pure water no na mo no
emrada nkasa
ebia omo na ebia omo
emrada nkasa o check law na there are many places that the laws specify specific things that should be charged on electricity, domestic consumption, whether below the line or above the line anyhow. So I'm trying to say that the law was expressed in general terms.
Okay.
It is a person way fair. Kwabena say this is a lacuna in the law. The law is not specific on it. And nuntina ECG boss here to say. So if any Samo Mahamana, if any
yes.
Or say Emrano kra ban the originals or the adjuvant and kra ne ho wasem into ono the man the lawyers say omo hwe no muntu nufo na de omo ka kire no no aman na dwi mu aye ne na se vat no yentimi nye no nkania won say wakaza eja wa no say waka so even him who say the law is not like because this is not a law abina pass you they are relying on an old law I was since 2017 about abang ko obi ani originals amra so de je Ghana for VAT on in Kenya you use we fie obi ani ho nti ye den na mo de abaya bu nim nyansa chen obi a mo na mo nim sikadie mo nko de makwa yesa interpretation way the reason here from Kwame Nkrumah breso ebesi joma ama breso aban bi ani wo including soldier aban dream to say ye beje VAT on in Kenya na say VAT no se ohwe se na VAT mra na yesi ahyehye na it was say businessman will register under VAT or charge otua de e fe ni import VAT input VAT na the final product na wo ton no wa charge the output VAT also nti VAT a otua ma ban no ne nsaka ne back from the final consumer or better sa product na free ni nchen basa wo ka se Kenya ye use ni fie o de VAT to so a Kenya and any panel from Congo, you may be obeying so fast. To on your friend value added tax. Me soon Kenya will fear the atomic value ben I may add it to dear in our Benjamin VAT. Me registered under VAT. I VAT no. May they cry my reclaim the back. It's not possible. So the VAT then becomes a final tax for Sagan and ni Agya Kwabena Sammy Gyamfi wa wo hwɛ me a ene Kenya wo de to ade Kenya wo de sua de Kenya wo de ye obi bia wo fie a wo nya so mfaso bia enye adwuma na wo de ya peso sika no ye je wo VAT. You can't reclaim it. That even defies the principle behind the VAT. Aban we dear say in spite of ahokyera yekum, in spite of Kenya bo a aye den dada ye ntumi ntua ento omo the VAT we eba eja enya no nko a hwe sa enwusie tax ye omo akwakofa abai enwusie oh eto de bia wo bisa ho say na aban we bone ben na Ghana for dia ye no say mo tax ya yare kra eba be kunkum ye covid mo de ho tax ato ye so ye bre titi ye mo wremu ye adwuma ye nya sika kakra ye sendi bia ma ye busuani bia na ya damfo bi momo e levy ni ato tax. And boys on my ward adwuma di krum ohese Manchester ni team bi bo wa kwache bet odisika kakra no so say ya 10% betting tax everything my tax is a musie so the tax atoso na empranera or the tax kra to sebi previous Johnson so no or no musie kra call the tax bet so you see any country or the tax ato a shame ahodo a any factories ahodo a omo produce musie carbon omo yes anhyehyɛ because there is an alternative. For example, and then we call America ne abruchira mama ahodo na omo de omo say cars use diesel ne petrol no omo produce musie dodo na za musie na how minor environment ha nipa pomuden ha ewiase nyina no the environment until they want to move away from fossil fuels. So now mako electric cars and until they no kwa buche as a car by friend Tesla. Tesla no use electricity. Do kwa buche ye wo baby bebre ayaya ye timi charge electric cars. Say kra dia buche ye kwan a electric car na nam so na charge no automatically. Enti sa kru no and now o my ya electric car wo ntino so o kasa o the tax to car use musie so a nyansa wom sebi because there is an alternative. Or say car na use diesel ne petrol no ha o my no enti koto electric car but say what's change na che use diesel ne petrol car dia e get your tax. So they are using the tax to discourage the use of vehicles that consume fossil fuels. That makes sense anamebwa me patro en Ghana Bawumia or the tax ya be on country. Electric cars will crew away. Electric cars in a way.
Also, very soon, Ghana will shift to commercial vehicles. Will shift to
very soon. No way. You see how the tax and then very soon. I ever see here. See now. We say, yeah, you su car, you su diesel ni petrol. Oh, punish here. Dear. The car air less than 3 liters engine capacity on 75 Ghana cedis. I think 1.5 or so 75 Ghana cedis. It be 300 Ghana cedis. Omo 3 liters and above no. Bas sakese 300 Ghana cedis. Afibia. We will say. And by the way, we be sending a message. My main country no factories ni na so almost be to tax bi almost obo kwa measure engusie dodo omo produce. Ti be measure wusie na yese wo tua 300 tua 1000 tua 500 eno so mo ba be ye ho hwehwe se see na abai se o punish ya you use petrol ni diesel car no ba cho Ghana ye wo car bi wo ha e use nsu ana ye wo car bi wo Ghana e use electricity ana ye wo ba bi cry the charges are cars na a few people have electric cars in Ghana. But almost brands on waiting your charge. Accra, only a few places, ANC, and other few places need to charge card. Because electric car and a battery in the dump is a mobile phone. Who you should do maybe was all coach charge. From Kumase, ABC Accra, Quine Wiso, you need baby a charge electric car. It is also the electric car buses. But how will you even use it? So you see, the tax doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So what provide your alternative? And I will say what the tax is to cars are a produce musiyesua. Sebi ebeto asumu kakra. You see, the objective, is not to discourage the production of musie. The objective is say eba beto aba. Ye pesika ma Bawumia tinya ye ne campaign. Nti ene Ghana fo a omo ho kyerem no mu nibie no. Ya say oman no, ya say wonyuma. Bibia boa ye den de be yemfa omo ho. Kakra na aka omo botom no, yempedwa omo nkosoro fo omo tim hwe fom ne yemprofro omo ho na sika ni nyina ngu fom ne yansanso fa. Nti say ye de musie tax aba. How does this make sense? This is not the only taxes. So VAT on electricity in Nanchen. Musie adie so no utie no abeka say bia mini car. Wo car dia obetua. 3 billion. Once it is above 3 letters. When tuya kra no 150 obetua. But commercial cars no so betua. And the commercial drivers and no GPL chief for maka. Almost the Bema passengers, they will transfer the tax. Reasonably so to passengers for Nibitua. Imagine or more transport business or my funny peduma ukruma. Adakabreno, only Adakabreno. That transport business no a new plan. Imagine or more buses by 50. Paying 300 Ghana cedis per bus. Can you imagine? That is about 15,000, 150 million Sikada Danimo. Just this in Musie tax. 100 cars as well. And you forget that once you increase the operational cost of these businesses, it will affect your more profits. Now, affect your more profit that they will lay off workers to make profit. They are not thinking about all these things. Me say, apart from these taxes, 2024, and she share boni aban we are nipa bebrinte. Unim say ne. Okwa koye non-life insurance. Se say ufie okwa ko insure. O car. Okwa ko insure o car. Okwa ko insure ufie. Se bia jatomu a obe insurance for be boa na de keka ho. Ugu subi o fa nyema. O pese o insure sa de no. Ni nyina aban ne so o jeso VAT. O de VAT ato so. The boy ne ba be kosoro be 20% any actually. No life insurance from buildings to cars. The same cars are here you musi tax you. And no nan chain. Unim say real estate. Obi asini dan obi kwa akohan. Obi asini dan obi kwa akoto. And now aban say o kwa akohan real estate, o kwa akoto real estate. Ubetua VAT. On even rental of real estate. Can you imagine this? And then aban say textbooks ye kraba o meyimu, exercise books, newspapers, magazine, A4 sheets, pen, pencil, eraser, sanyema na ye kraba o meyimu nyina envelopes, ye friend stationery, architectural plans, calendar ye de boy de ni nyina o de VAT to so. Can you imagine this? Or the VAT to so. And we are not talking about VAT, say 5%. We are talking about VAT or model to so. Hey, the 15% VAT with all the other additions of COVID levy need to. And then can you imagine, say, domestic air travels? By we position, we de fa. We say, oh, nipa etu kwine e wogana or fa plane, fa passion, and now fa hour or kukumasi or kotamali or ko wa or kusunyane. Aban say this year just for VAT and no the VAT about to so. The VAT to domestic air travel so. And then auto property bi kwa register the lands commission stamp duty aban na to ni nyina mu. And then aban say excise duty you tuya no beer so watum from 20% or they call 47.5%. Excise duty you tuya on beer ya krefia man on neighbor. Abayne say even appetition ayano ye Ghana hey and also excise duty 47.5%. So many taxes for just this year. Are they? So, these are the people Agya omo position omo ka kire say Ghana for yetua taxes too much. Alaji Bawumia say na make in opposition. otrofo no ene we nya kwan se okwa organize lecture wo UPS ye beba so okotena Joy FM 2016 catch you say Ghanaians have been overburdened with taxes by John Mahama and the taxes are hurting the economy e di o mind si kasemnya na e wo say yehu say ene ye global economy in this all taxes kosoro Ghana businesses be collapse because enyema mu produce no bo be yeden as compared to amaya hodo ewo this global economy mu nti o madwuma begu na amano ne nyema free ho ba no eno no akoso kama eno nti na wo se yetete tax so no de oba na wa ba be move Ghana from taxation to production nti ye betete tax so na businesses atimi a produce more no we produce more o madwuma ekoso na wo munya mfaso a abaya tax your corporate tax and income tax. That is what Bawumia said on behalf of the MPP. In Kenya, go and check their 2020 manifesto. Go and check their 2016 manifesto. Almost in Kenya, boss. So why do you promise us all these promises and come and kill us with all these killer taxes? Taxation to production, Bawumia, akwesi say.
What can be by excise duty, excise duty, and tax. Biene mekai say Deputy Minister of Finance Obano abena anu ye me Kennedy o kan say omo yesa to disc o say ha abena say asa o say o yesa mo ye the tax number to discourage womo a enom alcohol no so much sene be ya health apomudinti na o say to ne ba sene be ya be bu ankrofo abamu say on benum ensa bebrenti no wonyini se no so ye
okay na textbooks so ankra bi sua de so ayede vata to so so and also so ye discourage amanfo from using textbooks ana bibisa A4 sheets, pen, envelopes, pencil, eraser, calendar, magazines. Ni nyina ye de VAT atoso na no so ye de discourage dey. Domestic air flights are more VAT as about so when they criticize it in opposition, that is the key point. And also more discourage dey. Say be ya for plane bi na ye nyina be fa car na. All the taxes, non-life insurance. They say obi ko insure the fee, obi ko insure the car, what say we je ne VAT no. Who is discouraging say be ya man for insure mu fee ni o mo car sana. He said, drive a beer insurance, we now go with insurance. Yeah, the VAT also. And also, somebody discourage it. Look, I buy way. I introduce close to 40 new taxes since they took office. That taxes and also is the Deputy Minister of Finance saying that taxes when they promised to reduce the tax burden on the Ghanaian and move us from taxation to production. When they promised to abolish most of these taxes, and in fact, in their first year, abolish some. Who say taxes no more to year free when you know didn't back?
Are you doing some taxes?
Yes, who didn't back?
Oh,
I will take you through the list. Omo didn't back. You see, abai we are no Lucifer abai. Lucifer or Subain be according to Bible. Bible was a Lucifer na yobia or oblonzam. On the den nsa nifa ema wade baako na ode nsa bankum agye miensa e de afiri ho +1 -3 waboa na waboa waku enti o se o mi yi bibi afiri ho enso na wasan so fa kuntuna se de ade na ba beto so no wasan so cry increase burden no on you. I will read to you almost so called 18 or 17 taxes no so mu yi free ho. Look, number 1, Omoka said, Omayi VAT of 17.5% every real estate so. And then Omo the VAT at flat rate 5% Omo the ato real estate. Rental and sales in also. Omo the ato so. Flat rate. Omo the VAT naba. Omoka so Omayi 17.5% on selected imported medicines. Nyansa ben na ewu so Omo be yesa. Because you are John Dramani Mahama who say Ghana pharmaceutical companies na wa na NS chemists Daniel Dams to bi nkomu no. Aga kwa na utie me.
Me tie pa.
Omo wa hoden e wo capacity a eno bebra ye krefra manone ba no ombetumi aye no Ghana de omu hia yesika de omu hia ne sa aban beso wona sene de omu hia ya aban moa ntia papa Mahama emma these pharmaceutical companies some of them omo stimulus package sika or the share omadwumani mu se monye na monfa expand na no bebra ye krefra manone no monye ne Ghana nti ye mo $25 million okay is asem way NS chemist to Binko. That is the game changer for most of these companies and are big, employing many people. And once your mama gave that stimulus package to local pharmaceutical companies, now was say enura ye di fra ma no ne ba no ye de VAT to so se na be ya sa nuro no bo be kosoro na Ghana de ne aye cheaper na Ghana for timi ato. That was the economic policy. And uba na ube yi VAT free imported medicine so. What are you doing? Without giving any stimulus package to even these local pharmaceutical companies, what are you doing? Are you saying that the imported medicine should be cheaper than the air in Ghana? Nana. 17.5% VAT on financial services. So VAT we are, yeah, Papa Mahama buying the buy, you know. A VAT, on the core bank now, any financial service, you do fee.
Yeah.
For example, you do ATM and I bank transfer. Bank and you do fee. And also. The financial service attracts a fee from the banks and the financial institutions. So that fee, 2 cedis, 5 cedis, now bank and no. And your mama banker said you have VAT on that fee. The bank should charge VAT on those fees and pay the VAT to government on the fees. Also, but who the e-levy about? E-levy now 1.5% and now about 1%. This one is not on the fee that the banks will charge Agya Kwabena and a OG e-levy 1% or so. Where the nipa ni sika na or transfer ni nyina wo just 1%. Enti wabo nipa na wo mwa because the first VAT na jo mama de ba ya mudi na tem se onye nipa papa na mo se mo ye free ho no. It was VAT on the service charge, the fee. Na bank na charge nipa no sika ketuwa bi no ye wo tua VAT so se nipa ni sika nyina all the transfer ni nyina no o je 1% also. So is the person better off or worse off? He's worse off. O dia ba in another form and in a higher way. Omaka say special import levy 1% o me ye free. But special import levy not 2% bi wo. Ended 2017. In this case, more extended 2% special import levy no from 2017 BC 2024. It is only a 1% free. Now we introduce a special import levy now a year 2% from 2017 to 2024. What have you done for the Ghanaian? I'm showing you how fraudulent Bawumia and the MPP are. And I say Bawumia because he is the chairman of the economic management team. Omo taxes in he levy betting tax in Bawumia ne shechiri. You must see a tax in Bawumia ne say
Samo.
Of course, now anything economy, anything finance,
economy
he's the head.
I banned the better.
Now, abolish 17.5% VAT on domestic airline ticket and nobody aba back. It's here quite an eye. I buy where you fracadam a buy. I buy a mon canocre 17.5% VAT on domestic airlines, somebody aba back. Almost abolish levies for Kayayi and Kayayi for no mutual special tax via the normal 50 pesos. Take it assemblies, districts, metropolitan assemblies, municipal assemblies, AM and KM for take it Kayayi for 50 and I don't put you. And I say more mutual beam. But my name Jab no Kayayi Nino, or no yes, he called the Cotton mobile money so. No was send Yakufi. Or two Kwaba Kumasi and Cran should be deeper. When yes, he calls send Yako. And also one in the levy. One year 50 pesos per day no. But send 500 Ghana cedis averaging 1%. Mumu tax. Into Kwabena na ombuan. Or send 1,000 Ghana cedis averaging e-levy. Far worse off. The e-levy is worse off than those local assembly levies are. AM ni ade ade no mo jeje kaya we for no. It won yi bibia free. I am showing you say tax omo cars omo ye free ho bia no. Omo dia ba either in the same fashion or even in a worse form. Reduce import duty on goods and vehicles, benchmark values, okay. Benchmark value discounts. And the benchmark no money free. Omo ye free. excise duty on petroleum. I will be listening to you. Excise duty on petroleum. Hey, Ghana for Musi. We need taxes on good petrol. So. And normally the energy sector levy 20 pesos at petrol and diesel. So every liter of diesel and petrol 20 pesos. Almost the boiler tax 10 pesos at every liter of diesel and petrol. I will the number 2 year boss margin, primary distribution margin. I'll be taking you through that very soon. I buy any bar or the taxes a good petrol, so I increase the taxes on petrol and diesel and LPG like this government has done, and I'll prove it to you with facts. It will not intro. National electrification scheme levy, I test from 5% to 3%. All the VAT between Kenya, so how is this an achievement? Kenyans are worse off. I mean, say I can go on and on. Each of them, they have brought it back. Look, you promise to say, John Mohammed Ghana for too many taxes. Say, how am I no ye bre? Better so. We be moving from taxation to production. We buy year 2017 and now to VAT 5%. How did they do that? They said they make sure in you may register with GRA or charge VAT biano. Say, utia input VAT, utimi reclaim VAT in the back through output VAT. Into you know to VAT no watch VAT no from the customers so. Be required to me on this VAT payment dynamics now. Omoba no say oh VAT no get fund levy ni NHIL levy account 2.5% each. Okabo mu 5%. Or my straight levies. Straight levies nature say there businesses need to get fund levy no any NHIL 2.5% together 5% and then ma abaya. To me reclaim those taxes. So the tax burden on them, the VAT payment burden on them, no, are cost for 5% because they can reclaim those street levies. So what you say? 20, you can say 17 or more the Sam ran by. And a special import levy now, I can't once say some tax, no. I was like by 2017, ye judge based on a mra, a bind that down a year, sunset clause and a womb. 20 ban a year in 2017, no. Almost 10 day tax no, from 2017 to 2024, making it a new tax. Special import levy of 2%. You tear from 2017 BC 2024 because of Bawumia. Yet our position or then there is a tax here in front of the National Fiscal Stabilization Levy 5%. And also so I was like by 2017 now and they reintroduce it as a new tax by passing a new law. National Fiscal Stabilization Levy 5%. From businesses 2017 to April 2023. April 2023. Making it a new tax. And on chain income tax. Them ready by 2018. Say wow, we get to 10,000 and above, you have to income tax 35%. To seek 10,000, almost 3,500. 10,000 and above PB, 35% income tax. Actually, nobody call 20,000. I buy win at the buy. Taxation to production for. And no cheap. Almost a luxury vehicle tax, okay. Almost a car. With engine capacity. Between 1.5 to 3.5. Based on that, so toilet car, I say a luxury car because engine at the money. So toilet car. They had to take a demonstration. These drivers were paying 1,500 to 2,500 luxury vehicle tax. Communication service tax, 6%, 9%, 50% increment. Ghana for Sudu, baby, Musu, ye jaje. And no chi, and nobody COVID levy by. Yarea, a best say nipa numa, yare be kum nipa. I was a cabino crano. Sika bebre ba enam COVID so aban ni nya na aban ni bi so yasene no aban ne say menya over 30 billion 6 billion dollars through COVID there ba nso medi mo san so ma me COVID tax COVID no so atwam ena me no ka say aban ne da so je COVID levy from 2021 BC na mo je COVID levy sika no mo de ye COVID na wo je ho levy no COVID no ko atwam na yare ben ne ba be kum nipa e ba be ha nipa ya san so de yare no ho to ba. Do we have malaria tax in Ghana? Do we have cholera tax in Ghana? Why will you do this to us? Would you COVID levy, on VAT flat rates? of 3%. Until you say VAT flat rate na 4% because COVID levy near 1%. No matter why the COVID levy on national health insurance levy of 2.5%. Until you say national health insurance levy 3.5%. TME, so taxes were indirect tax. Oko shop, baby, everybody pays. NDC, NPP, CPP, every Ghanaian acquire penny more. You've been paying without knowing.
Ebra COVID. Crofo nyuma say. Enti anya hwe kura no. Ebi adwuje sa tu so na be du betu aso so crofo ase na ma omadwuma san gine bi wa. Na enye no ano no.
Sika no mo je no maji COVID levy from 2021. ABC na me no ka say sika no hwan no mo de aso na asene. Mo fans will be as sika no eno na omo fa omo say omampenyi no de akọ chata wiem hyen. Not team no ne say wa broni mu no moji omani.
Say wa broni
oh no one thing. Say wa broni okokuma say omampenyi de ni kokuma say okoda nkunchire. Enya Ghana presidential jet na de no call. According to say wa broni. Odo nka say release pictures or take Ghana presidential jet mu fa 900 EX. Sa petrol gumu no wana eto e sika ni bia sa sika no moji amuso ye de kwakwa ye cathedral no ma dada asofo ama asofo mpanyifo abedi ani mu ye kusi cathedral menyame eso na sika no mo pa wia ene o ma boka 1 billion cedis in the name of a new cathedral that is over 10 trillion cedis foundation crowment mi antu anwie ene nso tonkan a ubenya the biggest swimming pool in the whole world. Baby omuso music cathedral no kwa amana no matu o ma disika manyame asofo akese o mokọ dada o mo di o mani monyam bebata ade no no obi ase Pontius Pilate krono we die yentumi ya wohore yensa so wate and also for penny Archbishop Duncan Williams oni ni nua isuda na bamo so for penny Dagi word mo so bi ase he ade we die e musu kra why Ghana for frakadam onyame so okwakoye no frakadam. Oh, no more Ghana sika in 2021. Sika mudi no mampenyi office. And it's been going on unabated. It because yakoto car tires and car batteries 15 million cedis, 150 billion. Obuti mi call one cabinet retreat peduase ya no man cost spend 45 billion old Ghana cedis one cabinet retreat. Yekoye 6 March bako Cape Coast 2021. No must spend 10.9 million cedis, over 100 billion actually. This is what they use the money for, not to support any business. It's here come mama yanka. When we see a tax on most of the be nyansa be ni wom say. Enye car bi engine capacity na actually we see produce. Car bi betumi aye 3 liters and 3.5. But the name say car na tie rubber ntin produce we see. Eja kwa na meboa. Car bi so ye car ketwa but na mze car na ye car dada nti no engine na ase no espake car na toto be hwe na ngusie tu meboa enti kam wo pesa wo ji ngusie taso kra sa wo se ka wo car age car the condition na ye de be kire we there once your engine is above a certain threshold to your ngusie tax sika no mo je no so just ye de ba be ya de papa bi o ye be din ase no nyafo
because
maza so be see so akehye ma abanya wonye sika cha ban bia wo Ghana bakosemu say ye to say ye besia say ye oil sika John Mahama ni atamels onwa ban mienu no in 8 years 2009 to 2016 sika omunya ye nyina besia omo ye eto omo jeje ye oil sika gold sika omunya ye nyina okabomu a 271 billion cedis. Is there in the budget statements 271 billion cedis. And so yanom tra simpie so ka say Ghana for aye mobododo yeti sika so come there. O mayin yo hiaman. Ene omo be tra so nim sika o maje. Uyi afi we free mu a total revenue over 820 billion. What did this year dey omo say omo pen ka ho a 1 trillion new Ghana cedis. Not old, medical old cedis are mean to me mu figure no. Meaning say quadrillion no say there obi nya 271 and we twem 820 oko 1 trillion enti ba we nantwem wo de nantwem mu a ayen kwan anya wo de na akoko ba ko na be yode
Sammy enti eto ya wo ka ho asem yi ye fa ne semunya kwan ba ban mu a wo be ye fi wa na asem
oh say do mama ka e-levy tintuntan ye twem that one it doesn't make sense ye twem some of the taxes John Mama has been very categorical. Adenti no bi akwakọ ye adwuma bra titi ni mowremu bra sam na ni fifiri mo so ye momu na ya gene tax abra Bawumia ka kire say momu de ahianfo na ye momu nti ni se age momu tax he say sa papa no ye nipa bia no kure ni nanum okasa na wuji ni dia you believe him at your own risk.
Government to make
look me to na me bobo so no me boya the do E11 no o za wa bere but tie oba the same taxes petrol and Americana 20 pesos energy sector recovery levy on every liter of diesel and petrol, 18 pesos per kilogram of LPG, 10 pesos boiler tax, emission tax here you but yes also boiler tax which is another form of pollution tax, 10 pesos on every liter of diesel and petrol. Nyana ni bietua no mo we are taxes na wo petrol so that no beto here no mo can say door so do mbete so no. Road fund levy na 40 pesos and normally akọ 48 pesos into money 20%. Primary distribution margin na 4.5 pesos and normally akọ 13 pesos into money 188%. Boss margin na 3 pesos normally akọ 9 pesos into money 200%. Fuel market margin na 1.5 pesos and normally akọ 9 pesos into money 500%. UPPF na 69 pesos 9 pesos and normally akọ 68 pesos into munu eja kwamna 555%. Can you believe this? Energy debt recovery levy na 41 pesos and normally akọ 49 pesos into munu 19.5%. Price stabilization recovery levy na 12 pesos on every liter of petrol and normally akọ 16%. 16 pesos. Now on diesel no 10 pesos. Price stabilization and recovery levy 10 pesos and normally akọ 14 pesos. It will be petrol omatum 33%, diesel omatum 40%. This price stabilization levy ni etua say aban be jeje ato na say amanse dwa so bo ofa wo petrol ni diesel ne kosora na aban e dia so consumers ase or dia te petrol de bo so o ma je say sika we worth 3 billion cedis ni echiri since o mo betena konya so o mo ntimi fa bi subsidize petrol ni fu obo so o mo je tax no but there was the tax ni ye e de te petrol ni diesel bo so ni yetimi ato bi no they won't do it 2023 VAT na 12.5% aban we na betum ko 15% or the 2.5% na kan o so twi mu kra wa bre growth is one of the tax we have a friend growth and sustainability tax. Every business is paying it. 5% for some businesses, 2.5% for some businesses. Bets and okucha bets na udia aban lejo 10%. 10%. Right? Me say I can go on and on and on. Excise duty I can once and VAT I can once me. So all these taxes, more than 40 to 50 of them, by a government which promised to move us from taxation to production. Look, Emraswa, it was a Ghana for ye tia e wa banwe so. Emraswa, it was a tinte sukoko e chira banwe. Emraswa was a yakase enough is enough of the taxes. Ghanaians must boycott these taxes.
How would
tax? Let's come together. Look, let's come together. Nothing is powerful than the will and the power of a united people. See, you see into your mayor.
Sammy,
you must hear taxi. A driver for you, Nakaso Munjome, or match a driver for you now. Nobody on my point. Let's defy them and not pay because you cannot. Who Tiamo or Mokrano? Dear nobody, omode koto parties, omode kwaye nyeme wu hia ya de ko chacha bi mhye de ko si National Cathedral. Yen fan kwaye nyeme wu hia wu.
Sammy, ye hwe bibi, I almost say outi aban communication na. Asomo kan say a global pandemic, COVID by how you call mu Russia Ukraine war ntina anye say bia oha no to Ghana nko to wiase nyina enti atu
oha no to wiase nyina
enti ha adwena sankamo na nkamo ho a anka titibia no be west nkamo na mo anka de na mo beye wo bra COVID na so by
COVID na ye wiase nyina enti ade ntina amama ye twa yen we Togo so COVID na bi kan wo
sure
Burkina e bi kan wo Côte d'Ivoire COVID na se bi kan wo omumu say na desa to bebrebe we egu omu manfo so engusie tax am I trying which one edge COVID levy? Edge e-levy. Edge musie tax, betting tax, maybe the bill in a mama beneza. And it's not because of any COVID. COVID nimpuno. I buy with the cancer. Because COVID no na abe boama buy with yenye sika $6 billion. IMF wa my $2 billion. World Bank for sika mo dia maye yen to me kind. Bank of Ghana because of COVID 2022. Omo prenti sika prenti sika nkwa 45 billion in 1 year. Enye me na make a Bank of Ghana for ankaza neka 45 billion printed for one government in 1 year because of COVID. Di ebi mi enye mama. Ye twa sika 45 billion mama. Anso that taxes we never so. Wa mo bre yi. Sika na ye de ma obibire na wanye bi cha aban bia. I wasn't ka wodi ye mpuntuo. Ebe so abapa. Na ye ntibi enye se sika na akwakotua besia no. Wa nye. Ana mo disika na twam anum spelele. Ene ne ka na bunka mafa so. Ena ka no muntibi ntua. Ena obi aso mo besia biem. Enti what finance kwan so say wo be J taxes are ain't making sense from Ghanaians now they are. That is why we are saying enough is enough. Okay. Why is this the first time Ghana enya global crisis ana? In 2007 2008 enya global economic crunch mebwa. Global economic crunch. Yeah, the taxes will be we better Ghana for so 2015 within global crisis enya cocoa block or form, gold block or form, oil block or form. These are the three commodities, export commodities and Ghana sika. Affect your buying revenue projections in Ghana mpo de eti anye ye. Dum so affect ye because West African gas pipeline I say oil so a yentiniam produce before the greater part of 2016. Why? Because FPSO Nkrumah the tyrant buried FDB bi so I say all these things affected us. Yeah, this anya ma bebrebe we be go Ghana for so. Abani ni ni tema. Abani ni ni abadaye. Abani no ena omo a pension for taxing and overtaxing Ghanaians so that they can get more money to waste. Okay, so that is it. Eh no more tax no more dey the pakra Kenya ya. Oh, we get tax sika bebrebe amaji nyina. Di enti na wo se kolebu. Renal unit e wo hɔ na omo manya kidney yare ekɔ. Yetimi tum because kolebu for 4 million cedis per omo nya bi. Na ya tum na nipa 14 awu. Can you believe it? A country like Ghana, 4 million citizens. Bawumia, that year to swaba MPP more Mwankasa Bushia for Mokotom swaba. Every delegate 400 Ghana cedis. What they multiply over 200,000 delegates now, or say over 80 million cedis war, and so near 4 million. Amakulibu. Edia sebu ni panko yenyedi. Nansi ya uni Ghana na nkete. You say vaccines se kwa edebe mo abo mo ban from the six killer diseases no vaccines na san short to yeni bi enye ko Nigeria for na be free ye bi omo free vaccines na nki yentimi into vaccines adena mo this ade we di Ghana for in a textbook you can buy it for basic school children, so they are not even using the money well. That is the issue.
Okay, some year share a CPI rating about and saying about corruption. On just Ghana the 43rd position sana next year last year this year so sanity here abano mo no mo de sanse sade no ye kana corruption last year na bibie gina no say anti ankofam na gina bibie gina no a esa abana hunu ebie say ebia bibia to sino wanti no obesia no obehwe ama dabi ade full stop na fe ya nhwehwe mo ahwe okwan befa so betumi abrɛ nase ɛhɔ na abana mo no mo de say to me kanfo no ɛwɔ mo kakra
ya Kwabena
yes Sammy
ti bibia say 43 na ye kan wasem nya ye position yes Ghana ye da 43rd position ya maintain ye position and only ye score so
aba ye nyaaye
so we hwemu a 2012 ya papa Mahama tie akonwa so no MPP for cancer bebre almost say ya papa Mahama or ya Taxation proye ya papa Mahama also Taxation proye so he's not fighting against corruption. But some no, and someone almost can na ye a hudu rather somewhere. Almost shared that yes, almost beka dia good John Mahama in was. But because John Mahama was fighting corruption, even when it involved his own appointees, now we hear corruption perception index yeah Transparency International for year na Ghana for your boy home modern pa it is a 2012 air corruption perception index no Ghana yenya a score of 47. No, let me just get you the scores for the yes. So Ghana 2012 yenya 45. That was a mad dodua yenya. 2013 and yenya 46 on the corruption perception index. 2014 and Ghana yenya 48. So 48 na yenya no 2014 under Yura Mahama no. It is the highest score Ghana enya under corruption perception index. Corruption perception index ne in Shishaya Transparency International sa adwuma yoku no omo ye na omo ahwe katasehye ne proye wo oman bia mu no mama will score say obo ho modern in the fight. So the higher your score the better you are in terms of the corruption fight. So what you say? In your more check America, more check all these African countries. Now we just 2014 John Mahama dey acquire higher score of 48. And so your super papa paid na time. MPP for so one year. And at 2015 you take a craba 47. 2016 and you about 43. But Obekaya MPP for year campaign said John Mahama is corrupt. John Mahama is this. John Mahama is that. So we were hoping say and Kwabudi Omoba be kwenti akata je ne proye. Na John Mahama o dey call yeah could do 48 no. He said the Bawumia na Akuffo Addo. E dey aku 50 mpu ene akiri. Eja kwamna. De ne nyina ehwe no. Afei ye Bawumia ne omampenye Akuffo Addo ba ya 2017. Na yako 40 ya TF 43 no yako 40 the lowest point for this country under the corruption perception index 40 in the last 12 years that's the lowest. Almost 2017 40 no 2018 41. There's a John Mahama then now almost so pan no crano they've not even gotten there. 2018 41. 2019 41. After do 2020 I'm about 43. 2021 43. 2022 43. 2023 latest 43. That's their score. That is why Ghana Integrity Initiative say we have stagnated in the corruption fight. But me say we have not stagnated. We have retrogressed because before we go to 43, they are taking us to 40 and 41 for 3 consecutive years. Iti wo se wo ba no wa bebrewu wo ba yeso a wo sufun daka na odena. We will protect the public person. Omo terminal report ni. Ye be kwati akata hye ne proye no omo terminal report ni. The reason here and again and you see when you are performing poorly like this on the corruption perception index obi ekitesika no pebe o man bi mu akodi akoye adwuma enya de obeba okuru because you say katashe ne proye den investors nyina ade ba akọ mo de susudua edisi agina yese o mo de o musika be ko man bi so ana o mo mfa nko no katashe ne proye sini city o sawo mining. So where we have gotten to this bad a disgrace, Ghana, and it shows that this government only came say, yeah, Sam Mahama, ya dada Ghana for yaji 2 million, but you say there, yam fum sika yam mo krono na. Look, it is not for nothing to our government performing this poorly. The reason is simple. Abembie niwa. What jekata je shene proye atu and one say aduane chairman ministers ni appointees and the party for they said your mampenye Akuffo Addo ni na be de akire Bawumia ye omo baye. There has been numerous corruption scandals. You can't even count them. Obroni say countless corruption scandals. Ni nyina no nipa kakra bi afa o man sika o man japade o man na hwere sika titiri die ewom sika nke ebetumi dia yakwan sika nke ebetumi dia sia supiti sika nke ebetumi dia bi enuma sika nke ebetumi dia yanyema pɛ dia hoto ni mpuntu beba. I want you to know say the enti a wa wo hwe me wunya adwuma nya the enti a wo bre the enti a wo kyere wo no is because of chrono no omo jeje taxes ni nyina no mawia omo jeje taxes ni nyina no mafom. It's because of the corruption. That is why we are struggling. So if you don't solve the corruption problem, now what's with the more taxes now the beba and more corruption? It is that they can take consume or mine and fun to my pen from an ye. Yenim say Ghana for bebre ahu de eken. O ma your margin say by 2024 de o mbesem. Ba me nuase yan kasani ansori anyina 2024 ne beba na Ghana no kra abo. Right, yeah, na China for about Ghana no crazy. Is it Ghana no crazy? Because of the corruption, and I was going to give you some instances. Look, PDS, ecosystem. Yet in Chrome, my PP4, a quote company. EDBJ, ECG, a Japan, they were 20 billion cedis. So move manage. Omoje light bill Chrome for best 6 months. Light bill like you triama or 1.5 billion cedis. Omo jeje nkani aboni nyina wie so re da ba ko aban ne say hey PDS sa omo ye frosters fraka down for omo bebu yen omo nkrata nyina anya papa PDS so omo ko omo wo mu e ya aban mufuo akoye fe ne say baba no the only you can say Barbering Saloon bi e wo Eastleigh going X-Men Barbering Saloon Philip Ayensu so man penye Akuffo Addo ni twetwo mcho no get dia down for Omo na appointed a member of the NCA board. Omo na ehye PDS no. Be jeje electricity bills. Ene ye pay sika ise family. Unim se bisin ne they have not refunded the money to us. Ye boss akro no no wie no. Ensa scandal no. The church repa o man ba sa nyina ye Bawumia. Because on kai report na FTI for ye no. FTI for say e Bawumia ene ka say Esheshaya na parliament for say was a PDS for cover bank guarantee ba no. Bawumia na sesa no. E de call insurance guarantee. Insurance guarantee ni so buy no so man who say papa. Fraudulent insurance guarantee and omoji too. And omo de Ghana Japade ECG ma frosters for 6 months. Omaji sika, oma fasika na dwane ko. Omo zo mo fasika na mai. And no nanche no. America for sika na omo de maye na nke ye de asolve dum so. Forever and ever, $490 million. No, mama, ye 300 million. And sana PDS as an EC. $190 million aka oman fa maye. $190 million. Afe compact 3, regional compact, $500 million, and there was American foreign mines oman fa maye. According to IEA, Institute of Economic Affairs, Ghana shred $2 billion. Read my lips. $2 billion because of PDS scammer Bawumia ni MPP for DDA. Enti wo bra na na aban ni so oni sika de be yo kwan aban so oni sika de be si hospital. Ye ni sika de be to textbooks enkrako school aduane kro munya bi ni adwuma ni onya bi nya. Sika nke ebetumi di ayesa anya mani nya nkata ne point abo man. Okay bust 5 million liters of contaminated fuel. Ye dasore yo daba akono ma ton wadi. Besinne moving pina energy what your monka bi. Zoop oil what your monka bi. Sika no kra no obubodu don komi kra no. In breach of the public procurement law no. Sika no kra ntu ama bust o mafa. According to the auditor general, sika na meka Ghana for nsa besinne. Mekai ubiem okay excavators no. Over 500 excavators almost ayira. Excavator and aban we Bawumia ni Akuffo Addo aban kwa excavator ti ni nyantaban etuyira excavator o transport o just all their two low bed so no you say 500 ye hu o say ene omu free say Ghana for ye refi ni nyina ka ho binti na ene corruption perception index ye perform poorly no
me ba wase mu
okay enye missing excavators nko o okay missing fertilizer missing tricycles oil one day oil good the tanks of toll you call na yira oil na vanish yira. These people are stealing like there is no tomorrow. That is why their own leading members Kennedy Japan is telling you say aban we bokro no to say impenyufo so move sika like there is no tomorrow. Omo anka some former deputy general secretary obi wan. Or said they are now doing what is called grabbing. Ye fum sika na to say ga into you be say tika Ghana pa e yo manpenya Akuffo Addo company nka say no be Ghana sika so ana. Okay, vaccines here work out so mo kwa akoto. Vaccines so work out so mo kwa akoto. Sputnik V vaccines are Russia for na ye. Russia for say ye na ye vaccine ye turn $10 per dose. Obi ton ma $11 kra bu. Ghana ye nkwa de say kwa akoto vaccine ni bia. Yes, $19. Ade a yeton $10. $19. Hwentwobo omode ato. Vaccine ye nkoto be save nipa nkwa. And the minister no that's what corruption. I can give you so many examples. Now even COVID funds here now can once me. Somebody COVID to aba some be pisika de abebo na de keke. Person obi we akọ bisika. Omo ankasa omo parliamentary candidate for Sagnerigo for the 2020 elections. Ono aso na ye omo Northern Regional Vice Chairperson. Ye friend Felicia Tete. Ono ne beka kire yen bo mochichi a we free nsuo ya beka kire to den chemawu. O se COVID sika no. Ono nko aye man 2,200,000 cedis. O se COVID sika na e was in ke disable nipa nkwa no. Ye cheche MPP constituency chairman bi man 30,000. Constituency executive bi enso nya 10,000. Regional executive bi nya 50,000. Parliamentary candidates 100,000. That is how they shared the money among themselves.
Some amena some no kan ye no. Apart from no he fa bi oni ate say e bi obi kan bi ate say.
Na he fa bi am say.
Say bi ono no kan e bi ono ko
na akwa na se abokro no na ba akwa ba betu omoto. O pese foforo be san so.
O kan bi about corruption sem.
Hold on. Ma yenwie we no. O say what be the question? Ma yenwie we no.
Me ba mu ka. Hold on. Say be ya betumi ayi nsama ho bi anu ama.
Okay.
Abai ba ya ba no ehune se katashe no pore ha adwene ye pa. Enti ne ho abehia se otumiti office of the special prosecutor. Enti hwe 2020 said ya na report ne tia na ye score no 43 21 43 22 43 23 43 meaning say ejina enti un say bia
ejina wo na wawe ko school na out of 100% wakotwere mathematics na wakotwa 20% wabo F na wo F no
now that's all
4 years bia wo F I say one megina F why nti my yard
se sanka anka yanyere ye ho anka bia ebako kewo baby na ebugina F na me ka say special prosecutor office aba we ni aban wotumi de buy a ebebebo me kwanta kasashe ne proye enti anya hwe kora no wotu anamo bi na wotie de mia menua deputy attorney general afretua yebo aeka or say refusing to report corrupt activities is the cause of CPR for report on the balance yen say you who katashe no proya and dey say Ghana 4% by report so enti na ma yedu ba bia ewe nka sanka to report so a obviously ke mark no betumi akosoro
lawyer tua yebo a onya de oka no ne nya itie corruption ben Ghana
report report
corruption ben report galamsey aban mu mpanyifo ya aban ni mu panyin no ye minister na na hwe galamsey kronso professor Frimpong Watson the whole report about on report we dey no my afa bust or you ya make ho asem so boton di ye report we ya na what is the man talking about? All the scandals I've mentioned here, they are in the secret. They are in the secret. Corruption scandal, ben here report. Don't call me scandal. And you turn buying contracts, PPE boss and all that one. ABAJ. What have they done about it? You report here. All these scandals, they're missing excavators from what you report to my police. Oman ko check we see. You could see say.
So much shebo hu se bibia amfa ne ho
Into excavators in a way.
It's se bibia amfa ne
excavators in a way. And you're not an auctioneer. It do freeze from what you need the hawker. Und tape now for we see what's what all catch from what and say when I catch say party yes can TM5 excavators no ma won to me John Board mu ko galamsey. Ye galamsey say the pensu. The mercury, the cyanide, pollute nsu and the pabeno. See these people, they are not only corrupt, they are wicked. You're wicked. And okay, be so my establishing institutions. Now, I would say special prosecutor office no. Next is no to quit your Taxation project. Special prosecutor near say no. Taxation project ben no matimi akwatia kata je ne proyebe ene de oda ho no kra se wapa aba onte de wabeka eja ben o se si wapa aba aban na dada no special prosecutor office ye te first nipa ye de no call nya matena midu okọ ho no anedwane ye because o se omo penaku no adan a aban na ebokro no wakoka ejapa aban na pese wo wia Ghana you good royalties wakoka so ompene so nti they are threatening his life and matena midu or they resign here. Second one you so buy we have press conferences be mienu say they were pa because the obey bia na aban na chimnisa or the fa na aban na fa nti special prosecutor office in the okakra now they are bidding Ukraine and on the chere aban we Ukraine corrupt because they have not allowed the office to function. And if you want to fight corruption you don't need more institutions kakra na wo hono kra no how are you strengthening them to fight corruption? Attorney General Iyoko police for what are they doing? And just will create more institutions that just will fight corruption. Because at the end of the day, they will create the institution, appoint people, and frustrate them like they did to Martina Middle, like they are doing to the current one. Sisi the other person you did was one man that way. Current special prosecutor. Enti abapaba and as our office na swama in terms of the corruption fight. No government has fought corruption fighters like this government. I'm
going to hear for.
Yes, but say fight corruption.
Yeah.
But on Mampenya Akuffo Addo ne Bawumia de. Wa wo kuatia corruption, no mo fight o. Enti say waka say minister na say you report corruption. Ye waka no oni bia waka. Because o ko report corruption ko ye be yiwadi. Na say PBC a o maguni. Ah wo kan wasem hai. Ah na PBC ye ton majapade. Weka na oye complain ko mo mampanyi so oye MPP ni na omu MPP fo agu PBC omu ntimi ntu adwuma fo ka e ka mini PBC ni de keka omu nyine di omu nyine di it one and go complain and I had masters are omu hu nyema e koso a enye even in the secondary school ko kan ye be transfer one na ye wedi kebi en kebi abai they fight corruption fighters why and I'm a swallow away Mampanyi Akuffo Addo opposition I say I will fight corruption with a NAS principle. Obaye anas ni ameswale akoye nhwemu yakwahu se sa Mampanyi Akuffo Addo hye nyantechi then president of GF Butu eniti Mampanyi Akuffo Addo ti kwa pai a threaten ameswale are publishing the papers investigative journalists. I feel so sad anytime I talk about that issue yakuno and then yere ayekunani ne maye nyanka. They fight corruption fighters. Why? Manasa Zuri. Or XPOSES don't come be contrast for sales scandal. We gonna continue South Africa because ni epenukuno. Militia are no more operate with so XPOSES mo epenukuno. They did the same thing to Edward Adeti of Star FM. When he exposed Honorable Bukari, former Upper East Regional Minister no Galamsey, Edward Adeti had to run for his life. Why? You were domelevo, you were domelevo, okay no. Okay no, Jakwamna. Okay no. Ghana former auditor general, certain auditor general or Kuetia Taxation project. Why you mua kwa kumuse? Abaye no ma company be contract Kroll Associates. You tria $1 million amount yan follow Ghana mrade Ghana sheshe. Involving the senior minister. Wachini dedua or the whole report aba. Yes sir, you bet chilu nyansa. Papa no call office one day near the credo kakaka to the office.
See ka so on resign.
Yes on resign no on resign.
Na say the time.
And the time and so.
Yes when you 60 years.
And the Supreme Court ababonte. Abekasa na entro ni nyina so bia. Supreme Court no tran say twen ye ma mo papa ni wie no. Years after almost you aban na anye ni yikra. So Dumelovo was hounded out of office. A certain auditor general. Can you believe this? In Kwabena Ghana. And now you multi-party democracy. Ye Bawumia ni Akuffo Addo aya no. Ye no man fanye Martina Midu ameke. They are not interested in fighting corruption. Their only interest is in fighting corruption fighters. Because Taxation proyeno obi ayebi. Akuffo Addo yebi. So on the gold mafia otenenka. Akwano o say na banko pa no
Kwabena be dwana no keke ni obi ne dwana no
na nyantechi susu o sheni butu
say no so o kan say e kan say 19th you grant here no wan share dan kan
susu okay and then no mampenye Akuffo Addo so ko sign deal a renovation deal o de $850 million eto so ye che no say I was misled. The president is corrupt. Very corrupt.
One shemunye bibia no betu afro mana kokosi.
Na mampenyi na so ye okwa ko hu mampenyi meeting I just wait to bribe $20,000. Businessman obroni na wa ba be ka no. Say a deputy chief of staff charging the $20,000. So why hasn't he sued him? Enya no krintia de no faden court. Mu free say Ghana for your huri enim kosoro. Akuffo Addo is corruption and corruption is Akuffo Addo. Oh, per corruption who na ushi Akuffo Addo assign.
Ya kan ya
No, sir. We are saying the truth.
Some of no. We are saying the reports we be and so corruption ha. O jama the state agencies we are mandate of some hwehwe mu CID Yoko whatever.
Example.
Wo mu nyina hwehwe mu wi a.
Example.
No mo se onipa no ho son a.
Example.
One den no nye.
Example.
Some of impin and some say nyina no.
The report established that the procurement law was breached. Ono no also because say yes opinion o tene fie ma mo frare nanka no yebu nanka wefo a oka ho. Ono anka so mampenye Akuffo Addo no krono no na ye class captain.
How?
It will be how say wo mampenye a obi ba be hu a just ye tua $20,000.
How would he know? Ebia na nipa na e won ho na e just.
And me say ye den ono anka sa ko sign deal a very miscellaneous deal. Now we inflated deal no by $850 million. Ye den. Ono an sign ye eno so e defense na ye den. O mampenye Akuffo Addo asa na make. Bawumia ono kra de o chen. Bawumia PDS ye den na parliament say e was so mo de bank guarantee ba Bawumia fa kuntuna se ka se ono de on pe bank guarantee or insurance guarantee na namsel mo company ni ti be fa fraudulent insurance guarantee by Bawumia on e ma $2 billion bo man Alhaji Bawumia den na sitting minister for finance at the presidency Charles Adubuahe Yehunu on tape video Philly Gadochi waje bribe say ono the businessmen ko hu Bawumia o say mo fa $200,000 omo je bribe no ko mo nyi cedis omo je dollars omo na ama cedi ni depreciate sa no mo je dollars see ye ko hu Bawumia ye kwa bribe $200,000 now enya adwuma dwedi a woni Bawumia dia enko obenya kokodu aka che businessman say fa $200,000 ye fa nko bribe Bawumia wanka say fa ma me na me fa nko no waka say oje edi ye nyina ye nko na fa ko. Let's say unim say aya Bawumia je. Nansi Bawumia unim say the office administrator he's being prosecuted by the special prosecutor today. Do you know that? Unim dey say prosecutor the office administrator. Because businessman bi akra ne mo abagana 10 containers. Na Bawumia ama ya twere letter akose ohia mo no akwa Ramadan donation. Say they haram kese say omu nsuro alampu. Obi mu na uko wi akoye Ramadan donation. And ya chi omo a ye prosecute administration ya chi omo a Bawumia issue statement say the officer issue statement say no new letter ni hu bi. O administrator is o ye Christo ni or the Ramadan donation ko ye dey. Na se woni mu bi a adentil I want to mean administrator na di. Do you know say that administrator is still working in the office of Bawumia even now that he's being prosecuted? Say nya Bawumia na soma no so nko wie obi mu a ade no ntimi nyina di.
Na sa ani na dwuma na o ye na ne bone a waye no eno ho akatua na ye de ma no no asotwe na ye de ma.
Enti ade ti na ye nyina di. Ubetumi afa vice president letterhead. Actual letter koma commissioner general of customs. Say ye release obi mu ma wo. Obi mu a businessman mu a wakra ba Ghana e ba beton apesika so okobo obesia ne ko ye e kras amunu ni. Ye mfa ma na va ko ye Ramadan donation. Na fe de ya chi nipa na ye prosecute nipa no in a criminal case in court. Currently the matter is sub judice, is pending in court. Na nipa na so ye adwuma wo office. Na fi say Joma ma breso na we see yanka Bawumia na Akuffo Addo kade no mbeka. Enka MPP for kade no mbeka. Kasa omo hypocrites journalists na kade no mbeka. Masa kata se no pro ye no adoso. And that is why we are performing poorly. And this is an issue. It's not partisan. It's about Ghana because he cannot move no. Eja Kwabena. Say ye disi suku ubebenye biako. Ye de hospital na wo yare a ubenye biako. Ye de bia adwuma wo nua bia oni adwuma be den ebenye bi. Ye de ye oman ni yi a ehon faso no eka ye nyinara. Ade look at the money they are wasting according to the Auditor General. In the last 7 years in financial irregularities, Ghana sika afeni pansase. Ebru 60 billion cedis. Ade. Ebini AFCON die ya be. Ye kwa bobo Cote d'Ivoire. Inse se ye mpenyufo bedwen kwan a ye betumi afaso. Na yama Ghana football akonenim na Black Stars for aya de na ye nimunyam sha ma Ghana no. They are not thinking about that. They are only thinking about kwan ben so eni betumi afaso enye sika. Kese ye kwa kobo tournament Cote d'Ivoire. All 90 Nigeria omu wo sika chen Ghana omu doso chen ye boom wo oil chen ye bebre omu budget a omu de Cote d'Ivoire unim le dodo $1.3 million Nigeria $1.3 million Namibia omu budget $1.1 million Zambia budget $2 million na Ghana omanya enne ahokyere adokno ye ka ye dekra ne yintimi ntua ye default on debt payments ye the taxes egu ye nkrofo so enwusie tax VAT on electricity because you see niska omanya ye ni one football pitch where meet international standard at Black Star for ebetumi ayeso training wo ha omo ko tournament no omo so omo pe park a omo betumi ayeso training ye nya bi wo Ghana ama wo unim your budget $8.5 million. Your budget. Now by now approve. A releasable $5 million. $5 million. But Anteya Yakobo ya repasa you. $5 million. What the bagane sikemwa 60.3 million cedis. Titisikano 603 billion. Boy yo moko bo 3 matches here. Ye lusu ba ko bo drum you know. Ehun sika nko e diamo ho no 600 billion cedis. 603 billion cedis. Mumu hun konta. Eno so ada ne bo achi bidi. Ono abu okudito black okaka ye se ye manenka. E me dese sports journalist na so sa asem we mo. E boss Obama baso, e bo Gary Smith, e bo Bright Kankan bo adunu. Countryman songu no me bomb abaso. Mateso mo ba be yo ye kire ni nyina ye bekobi. Because Ghana board ye nyina ye pe. Eno na emma o man no yetimi yenya ni munyam kakra. Bia ni say Ghana football is done a lot for us. And no tu kwankwa bruchire okaso fi Ghana. A lot of the people identify you with Black Star Asamoah Gyan, John Pencil, ACN. Oh, Seven Appear. Is it where are the 7 appears? Where are the Michaelisians? Corruption to Ghana football yeguno. Because your tournament they are interested in money. Sika we nyina echi no. Omo sanso akofa Ghana sika from national security. At the MPP supporters asesa omo komo general secretary ni di omo ni Justin Kodua say hu no TV so. Omu nyina aka ho binti nyame na yes ano omu nyina aka ho binti na nyame wadome ye no ye cup tournament be a group stage 2021 group stage ni ye free because 2021 unim budget omo de ko he ben $9.7 million eburu we kura the highest budget in the history of Ghana's participation in AFCON and I ko we so 8.5 into nyame ohwe ya so mo enye bo papa bi na mo pa bo e sika krono me mamo ka tournament yi mu che Ghana for wu nti bunko fie because enaka kra mu ko di ni ho no MPP supporter yede ni ko ye bia ya ma no $400 ye check dollars ne sen kate $400. Do you know that? Minu ye sika taxpayers money $400 and now the Ghana is came grab say almost 5,000 Ghana cedis monjena mon fan didi e didi sika no se Ghana sika transport o mako mo koye de Abidjan he ya wo be kwa hwe obo a kwana kwakwa obo he ade ne wo say na ye Ghana ye ntimi ntua ye ka ye je tax we because ye ho kire ye no ye de sa we nyina eba na MPP fo bi a o mani mu asem o ma hu se asem we ye ni ngu asesem no because budgeting they didn't want anybody to know the entire budget for AFCON was shrouded in opacity and secrecy. They didn't want anybody to know until Honorable Saboloku Jeto Ablako released the documents, and I salute him for the good job he's doing, not only for his constituents but for the people of Ghana. Because anyone like who say $8.5 million was what they budgeted. And then you say a budget keku. Or more sounds why releasing $5 million. Even Sikano, Ministry of Finance guys, or release Sikano in trenches as we qualify to the next stage. No more the kakrama or but more the 5 million in Namo Precope. It is a Sikano. I was here in Sisaka. Because they can't tell us over the $5 million. Over 600 billion cedis no more they can't tell us. That is why we need a bipartisan probe into this matter. Parliament must probe this matter live on television. They must show us what they use the money for. In Kwabena opposition, you heard what they said. Na Ghana, you call AFCON. But in none of those AFCON tournaments, I call it under your mama buying, and I budget says I see your budget to be. And no point me a dear change say I just say dollars. The money is dollars. It's not denominated in cedis. No, like I say, depreciation account dollars. 2012, $5 million near the core. 2013, $4 million. 2015, $5.8 million. Bear in mind that 2012-2013 you call semi-final. 2015 you call finals. 2017 dear year called year budget in the tour under Honorable Neil Antivanderpoint $3.4 million. Omo buyer 2019 $6.3 million. 2021 $9.7 million. 2023 $8.5 million. Ade. And now they are lying. Oh, under John Mama Bresso 2013 we spent you can't say $50 million on AFCON. I've challenged them. Joyce Post for the all admitted. $8 million. Almost they spent in 2015. They are lying just so they can equalize. But we will set the record straight with the facts. It is never true that we spent $8 million in 2015 and $15 million in 2013.
Say more say demonstration because as we can.
Sports journalists na carbon to do demonstration.
Okay.
And I'm saying all Ghanaians must participate.
It is one more entry me demonstration na more actually so more mass figures in as for then am obey.
Oh, that demonstration will come on. It will come on.
Assume some maswe.
I know say Parliament may resume this week. And I know say it is one of the issues the minority caucus will pick up.
Okay.
The Minister of Sports will be summoned to come and you kind of say answer for the budget and the expenditure.
Na me ma besi ma be miensa bi. Na so obetumi akabi kakra de afa 24-hour economy na ye de asorisan sembre no.
Me da say it's important say ye be koso akakai.
Okay.
Ghana for about this important policy.
Okay.
Baby our mind gina no and then ade ba ko a how pa ye adwuma se. And nti ye papa John Mahama na NDC. The see eni so ne say ye nyame ne dom na Ghana for ye yemboa na ye babie mu a. This time around our focus will be on jobs and jobs.
Okay.
Na se ye betumi adwie say nyuma ne bebra ma Ghana for nyina ne bia ya. Sa adwuma ye ne Ghana 8 hours no enya ade beboa. So you nya 3 shifts of 8 hours each. Na enyuma no public and private institutions no eye adwuma 24/7 eti mi aboa ma ya employ nipa bebre
Sam
na no so nti and yes the tax incentives the stimulus packages and our financial support financing support but certain agro processing and strategic businesses na yam make sure say security wo any other enyema ya boss wa ye be ya e betumi amana aye competitive for these businesses to operate 24/7
minimum say
so aban no are patronizing made in Ghana.
Okay.
Are spending more on that for us to boost demand.
Yeah, Sammy, you better brena 24-hour economy ni yetuma be di ho nkomo. Enti yemfansi ya na wasese onya breba ya bre no aye be enti Sammy Gyamfi communication officer de ma Andy Samayuko ono na ne dey wo ba ma ye ne bo empu nkomo ne ni di last week na ma me oslo usu na na wa ha ama ye ne ekasa enti ne Sammy Gyamfi so abecheka dia wo mo party no ani ne ma hodo ekoso o man no mu so mo eka edifa ho enti ye de besia ne da seda ma aboafo abu ayen e ma ye de dwumadi ebre mu nyina